That's so dramatic, dude. Oh my goodness. Look at my poor girl. Bloodshot eyes. Here we go. Round of drinks later, and everyone is on the dance floor, as it should be. I said you could not do that. No, 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 Koena. Hi friends on the internet, and welcome back to a new episode of the Not So Berry 2.0 Legacy Challenge. I'm pretty excited for this week's episode because there's actually a lot I have planned. It is currently early Thursday morning, and we're going to be getting our sim Miss Koena Berry here ready to go into work in a bit. But if we open up the calendar really quickly, I actually noticed that tomorrow is Spooky Day, aka Halloween. So we'll have a pretty fun holiday to celebrate our Friday night this episode. But our biggest news for this episode is actually related to these boxes you see scattered around Koena's apartment. Koena's gonna be moving this weekend. So I've been talking this whole series about how Koena, the innovative and nature-loving sim, really wants to be an active participant in making all of Evergreen Harbor green. So far we have been doing so by voting in our current neighborhood, but this weekend we're going to be voting in the final neighborhood action plan into its slot for a maximum total of 4 that you can have in a neighborhood. In other words, that means we've basically done everything we can for this neighborhood, so it's time for Koena to move on and contribute to renovations in a different neighborhood. Because as longtime simmers know, you have to be living in a neighborhood in order to vote an action plan into place. And if we want to renovate all of Evergreen Harbor, we eventually have to live in all of the neighborhoods. There's also a few other ideas that inspired the move that I am excited to tell you about, but all in good timing. For now, we devote all our focus to the work grind. I'm starting the workday by having Koena build robotics with this beautiful little skill boost I've come to love so much. We do have to reach robotics level 4 in order to qualify for our next promotion. The fact that the sims I place deliberately in the game to be her bosses really do come in while she's working on projects and talk to her makes the lore so perfect. It's really like they're coaching her through all of her inventions. I love this. Kenji Zhang is calling us. After thinking about it more thoroughly, I realized that a career change is not in the cards for me. I do, however, appreciate your concern, so thank you, Koena. Okay, good. Kenji's gonna stay a scientist. Why are you sad now? From failing to aid someone in a career change, amateur career consultant. When someone doesn't want to take their steps to achieve their dreams, what else can Koena do? He likes being a scientist. Leave him alone. Koena, do me a favor and don't be sad too long so that we can go back to getting your robotics skill to level 4 so that you can qualify for a promotion. That's really my main concern today. So I imagine we're going to be here pretty late tonight in order to get that skill where we need it. The amount of concussions this sim has given herself is astronomical at this point. Look at it snowing outside. I'm going to need to give Koena some winter outfits here soon. I'll be sure to do that in between episodes next time. Okay, how much longer are you going to be sad for? 18 hours. That's so dramatic, dude. Keep tinkering at robotics station while I see if there's anything that we can repair. Probably not, knowing my luck in this lot. The dollhouse is broken. Repair. You can do that. Will fixing this help you feel better? You like handiness. Ooh. She fixed that so quick. Oh my gosh. Okay, work task done for the day. It's 6:50 p.m. and this skill is at 41%. Hopefully the night owl boost kicks in and maybe we get lucky with a hyper focus moodlet, because if not, we're gonna find out what it means to burn the midnight oil, Koena. Projects have deadlines, and in order for you to get a promotion this episode, you need to have that robotic skill today. Jesus, but can you at least not blow yourself? Every 5 seconds, she's hurting herself. She's not doing good at this. Until your bladder or energy give out, Koena, I'm not having you stop, so. Whoa, looks like the scientist department is burning the midnight oil as well. I'm assuming there are company-wide deadlines to meet. Brooklyn got married too? That's not even who you went on the date. To a llama. Are you for real with this notification? This dude is wearing a llama costume. Brooklyn, you went and just got married on me as well? And that's not even the person that you said. And then Reese got married? Angie Rogers? What the heck? Leave my Sims alone, MCC. I want them to marry people What if I wanted to set them up in marriages, MCC? You're not even giving me a chance. Okay, so hear me out. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Why I'm desperate for Koena to get so many promotions? I don't know. Am I tryharding? Maybe. However, my thinking is to have Koena pull an all-nighter tonight because because the way work from home is set up is that her Friday work tasks won't really be due until she goes back to work Monday morning. So since we have all weekend technically to do 1 day's worth of work tasks, I can work her through the bone tonight, have her rest tomorrow during the day, and then we can still go on with our social and moving plans. This episode is definitely shaping up to be just as jam-packed as I thought it would be. Okay, the skill is at 80%. I think we have a little bit more time in this night owl boost, and we have about 5 more hours till the workday renews. So please go in and push the skill as hard as you possibly can for me. We're at 96% at 6:50 a.m. guys. It is spooky day. We will be celebrating later on today. Reach robotics level 4, we did it! Okay, Koena. Oh my goodness, look at my poor girl. Bloodshot eyes. Coco, thank you so much for your hard work on that project. It would be my pleasure to send you to bed for as long as you choose to sleep in. You sleep into your heart's content. Because look at all the beautiful check marks. You already know what that means. We reached our promotion goal for this episode. This week's voting period is open. Important because we're going to be voting in 2 neighborhoods this weekend. Call from Percy Flowers. Hey Koena, I think... Oh my god. Hey Koena, I think I have a crush on Lena Alonso. Do you think it's worth a try? First of all,
the woman was too stunned to speak.
You know, I want to be mad so bad, but if you remember what Lena Alonso looks like, can you blame him? But Percy, what the heck? We went on 2 dates last episode. How are you gonna call Koena the jealous sim, let me remind you, and ask if you should take a shot at Lena? I don't think that's a good idea. For your sake, Percy. Promoted to engineering technician. Koena has been promoted. She will now make an additional 46 simoleons per hour for a grand total of 114. She has also received the following bonus: experimental energy motivator. I still don't know what that means or where that is. I've yet to see that. And 750 simoleons. Her next shift is Friday at 10 a.m. So just in a bit. Oh, and now she works 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. instead of 7. So she gets to work an hour less. All right. Thankfully, we have some easy work tasks. So we have all weekend to do that. We won't necessarily worry about that right now. But yeah, Percy, I'm going to try not to read into that too much because... Oh, Kenji. Okay, now Kenji's calling. Kenji's saying, Percy and you are such a great pair. You two should think of something more long-term. Okay, let's pause here because I'm feeling a little bit, I'm seeing through this right now. Kenji is a scientist, which makes him Percy's coworker. First, Percy calls this jealous sim to ask if he should try taking a shot at another girl. And then his coworker buddy is calling Koena to be like, you guys are such a great pair. You should do something long-term. I don't know, this in tandem phone call ship is making me think that there's some wingman duo work going on in the background. I was seriously gonna be mad at Percy, but now I don't know. I think him and his homeboy are just trying and very nerdily failing because they're scientists at like planting hints with Koena that they should be together. I think it's more believable that Percy, the sweet nerd, is kind of like taking bad advice from friends over like him actually wanting to hurt Koena's feelings. Like, I don't think that's the case. Because romance aside, they do have great compatibility and are best friends. So I'd like to believe there's not toxicity going on. Okay, another phone call from Reese Bravo this time. Koena, I'm happy you answered. I have exciting news to share. Yeah, that you're married now? I switched careers. Okay. What do you do now, Mr. Reese? Still says he's a startup entrepreneur. Okay, close. You did have big news. It wasn't that you switched careers, but you did get married. So thanks for calling and sharing something with me. She wants to adopt a dog from Loving the Outdoors. I did want to get Koena a pet, but I didn't want to do it while she was in this apartment. Hint, hint. She only slept in until about 1 p.m. That's not too bad. Now is a good time to start packing up her apartment with everything we want to take. Of course, I'm going to pack all her fish. There's some stuff in her kitchen she has to take. We obviously can't forget to take our fish who has yet to be named. Okay, so I packed up the stuff that we can actually and have the space to take. So there is going to be quite a bit of stuff getting left behind. Subtle foreshadowing, where we're moving does not have a lot of space. Percy is outside our door. Go ahead and go invite Percy in. He's standing outside your door for some reason. Ooh, cursed hug. Ooh, no, 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 no. I hate that. What's up, Percy? Anything to say for yourself? Despite the weird interactions earlier, we just got the adoring sentiment with him again, so I'm unsure how serious to take the earlier events. Ooh, let's conduct our product survey, because he's here. Ooh, big money from that. 459. 3,000 simoleons. Great music. Koena seems to be enjoying this song. Should she embrace that she likes spooky music? Yeah, you can like spooky music. That's funny. Oh, a trick-or-treater. I thought this was Brooklyn's husband for a second. Treat. There you go. I'm gonna have Koena get ready. I want you to put on a costume now. I think. Ooh, what should I have you be? Do I want her to be fairy of like some type of nature? That could be cool. She could be something nerdy like Princess Leia or like a space ranger or even the other one I saw. A witch of the woods though. I think she'd want to do that. That's a little bit alternative and it's still like nature themed, which I think is super cute. And there's another trick-or-treater to give a treat to. Oh! This trick-or-treater is wearing the same costume as us. How cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's evening. I think it's about time. Oh, Johnny Bastian. Is this not the trick-or-treater that was in a llama costume? He's like, yeah, that was me in the llama costume, but now I'm a different person in this costume, so now I can have double the candy. Hustler. Love it. Anyway, like I was saying, I wanted to do an event, actually. Okay, I want to throw a spooky party, and I kind of had in my head that it would be kind of like a company bonding event. So I've invited a bunch of Sims that work with us, and we're going to be going to the bar called The Lot in this world. Starting pretty much now because we're ready. Heck yeah, and we're getting to the bar during happy hour. Come on. The stars couldn't have aligned more perfectly. I feel like this costume usually has a hat. Am I tripping? Why no hat? There are some nice vibes going at the bar with everyone in their costumes. Kenji's costume is actually really good. He looks like he has like a whole rocket on his back. Of course, all the nerds wearing nerd costumes. What did we expect from them? I love that. Lena's come over for a chat with us, so now we're gonna compliment her costume. Look how cute she looks. She looks absolutely amazing. This is a great costume. Here we go. Round of drinks later and everyone is on the dance floor as it should be. All right, I did want to get pictures with all her friends because she does have really good friends now. So I want to capture memories with them. Cute! I like that one. Love this one. Sad day that they patched that and that no longer adds a bunch of friendship to them. There are so many Sims partying right now. This is magazine worthy. What beautiful Sims. This one is also very cute. Slay. Another round of drinks, please, bartender. We'll do a vodka soda this time. Back muscles I only aspire to have. You are so fit, girl. Going to make sure to talk to everyone that she goes out with. She's outgoing like that. She makes sure everybody gets a little piece of attention, which is super cute. Look, guys! The dancing! And we only got a bronze reward for that because it wasn't great, I guess. Koena's hyperfocus keeps ruining everything. She can't continue socializing and the event is over. So we might as well just go on home. Like, I wanted her to get closer to Percy at that event, but there just wasn't enough time. Let's have a little look through the photos and see which ones we want to keep and not. This is my favorite picture with Brooklyn. I'm gonna get rid of the rest just because I am a photo hoarder and I can't keep every cute picture ever. And I do like this one with Lena. Since the hyperfocus moodlet is preventing her from sleeping right now, she instead is going to do her optimized equipment design at 3 a.m. dressed like a witch of the woods and dazed from drinking alcohol because that just makes complete sense. I'm just gonna double check and make sure that we won't be leaving anything we still want to take with us. Okay, at almost 6 in the morning, she finished optimizing equipment design and her moodlet's worn off so she can finally go to bed. And let's take in this last sunrise in this neighborhood together. For today, my friends, is move out day. Oh my gosh, it's a good thing that I got her to optimize her design even while she was tipsy from her night out because I didn't realize that her work day includes Saturdays now that she got a promotion. So if we didn't finish that, we wouldn't have gotten paid out appropriately. Okay, I have everything I want to take with us all packed up and ready to go. So the last thing we're gonna do while still in this neighborhood is vote on the last neighborhood action plan. Let's see which one is gonna give them the most green. I think let's do maybe clean energy production. I didn't put quite all of her points into that this time because I want to save some for our new neighborhood, which we are going to be moving to right now. So we are moving out of the Grimm's Quarry neighborhood after doing everything in our power to push it towards a green eco print, and we'll now be going to the Promise neighborhood, to this not so shabby container home. Okay, and we find ourselves at the new house we've just moved into. We have to set up services because there's not even power or water, and we only had enough in our bank account to set up the power and cell phone. All right, I hear the question on all of you guys' mind: why move this sim from her cushy apartment to what appears to be a junkyard into a really grimy, grungy, totally unkept looking container home? And the answer to that question is for a few reasons. The first reason being that this slot is a tiny home residential. Not only is it going to be cheaper overall to live here, but we are also going to experience a skill increase at double the standard rate. That skill increase is going to help us so much because we have to max the fishing, handiness, programming, and robotics skills for her generation. Handiness isn't technically a requirement, but in order to complete the fish collection, there are a few fish locked behind the Forgotten Grotto in Oasis Spring, which to access that lot, you need level 10 handiness anyways. Not only that, but Koena has reached level 5 of the engineering technician. Back when I was planning through her life and generation, I had and liked this idea that once she became established in her career, which she is, the description says Koena is finally seeing substantial progress in her career opportunities. She's getting assigned to more interesting and important projects, working with well-respected engineers, and receiving the trust and approval of her peers. The sky's the limit from here. More interesting and important projects. The idea here is that this lot is a project in and of itself. Not only is it run down and dirty and literally a junkyard, it's in a neighborhood that also is in dire need of our help. And if this lot in this neighborhood still doesn't seem like a big enough project, to make things even harder on myself, my camera is probably blocking right now the lot challenges I've added to this, which is filthy and grody because it's a junkyard lot, but also gremlins, which is the lot challenge that makes everything break almost every night, which I already know is going to be so annoying, but it's going to do wonders for our handiness skill. Okay, already Percy's at our door again. We'll go ahead and invite him in. I'm really glad everything in this little container works as far as gameplay because it's so squishy in here. Hey, it's Nougat, the stray dog from episode 1. What are you doing here? I guess we can chat with Nougat. We were wanting to adopt a dog, so if we end up liking Nougat, we can definitely adopt him. Okay, Nox is here asking if we want to learn how we can make a difference. I already know how we can make a difference, Nox, but that's perfect timing because I did want to start a gathering of the Mint Green Planet Club right here on this lot, featuring 2 new members here. We have Kenji and Lena now also in the club. Because I'm kind of role-playing the gradual betterment of both this lot and the surrounding environment, I'm gonna say that Eco Club came over tonight with the purpose of helping Koena clean up all this extra trash everywhere on this lot. So I'm just gonna hop into build mode and delete the trash because our lovely eco friends came over to help us clean it all up. There's quite a bit of trash, so definitely this took them a few hours. And while they did that, I'm sure some of them could have helped clean up all this extra overgrown brush everywhere. I'll keep those flowers because I like them, but all the unnecessary weeds and bushes can go. Definitely that's just the starting point of all the improvements in landscaping we have to do. And over time, I also imagine Koena expanding the amount of containers and space she has so that eventually this whole lot will become somewhere really nice to live in and potentially even start raising a small family here. So we're thankful to our friends for all the help they gave us in cleaning up this part so far. I'm gonna go ahead and end the gathering after that because I think we spent enough time with everyone today. It really helped us out. No, not the hyper focus. I wanted to spend time with Percy, but I can't right now because she's hyper focused. Rita Combs? I've called to inform you that your great Grand's second once removed cousin's friend's grandpa has passed away and for some reason has left a vast fortune specifically to you. Will you accept? Money, 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 give now. Under what conditions? No thanks. Koena's a smart woman. She's gonna say, under what conditions? And we get money taken away. What the heck? That's broken. That's supposed to give me 2,500 simoleons. Oh, very clever. Well, there were some conditions, but one of the conditions was there would be no conditions if you asked if there were any conditions. So there are no conditions. Wait, right? I wish I didn't even say anything to that because it took all my money for some reason. Sad. All right, well, let me go ahead and start unpacking the stuff that she brought. Gotta get all the fish out. I got a tank for a little stitch lid, and now I feel like I have to move all the dead fish away from it. Okay, the day was a lot, but I hope that I explained the rationale behind the move, at least enough to where it makes sense. And if you are absolutely hating the fact that we now live in the tiniest little container home on a pretty grody lot, do not worry, things will get better over time. And there's still a whole third other neighborhood in this town that we are eventually gonna have to move to as well. So in no way, shape, or form is this Koena's final form of house. I assume we'll probably spend about 5 or so episodes here as well. So something else I also wanted to do this episode was actually spend more time with Percy. I'm acutely aware of the fact that Koena is about halfway through her young adult life, and we have zero progress on the whole getting married and continuing the legacy going on. So because of that, I have invited Percy back over. For the last few episodes, I've really wanted to progress a romance between these two, but there never seems to be enough time for us to do that. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on right now. I'm going to have her confess her attraction for him because she is very much attracted. Maybe do a little bit of hold hands. Oh, he's giving her a massage? Oh! Now I have them just stargazing here. Let's see what they can see. Oh, that's not too bad actually. Oh, wow, that's so beautiful. Great views for stargazing. And she has this want to have a first kiss with Percy, so I think I'm finally gonna let them do that. I definitely feel like this has gone down the slow burn friends to lovers romance trope. They've been friends for a while and they've been flirting ever since the summer, and we're kind of halfway through fall already. Okay, it's happening. We need the screenshots. How cute! Oh, and she got that. Oh, no. No. Hold on. We're not doing that. Nope. We're not doing that. No! I said you could not do that. No, Koena. I tried everything to cancel this out. It won't. Okay, so they're woohooing. Don't even ask me where because no protection was used. Why have you done this? Okay. So the relationship and pregnancy mod I have by Lumpino allows for woohoo on things other than the bed. So that's how that just happened. And then they didn't use any protection while they did that. There was no way for me to cancel out that interaction. I tried fervently and it didn't work. So now there's a chance that Koena could be pregnant, and that's terrifying to me. Okay, but Percy did come over here and just start washing our laundry by hand by himself because he just saw our dirty clothes all over the floor. Aww. So I'm not too mad at it. Everybody's cleaning. Great. Love that for them. Low-key, I'm still in shock from what happened. Everything is out of order. I wanted Percy to come over so we could ask him to be our boyfriend formally, but you kind of just skipped everything and went straight for woohoo. You know, we don't have to go completely traditional. I am okay with skipping some steps, but I feel like if you're woohooing, you should at least ask him. Koena is asking Percy to be romantic partners. What's he gonna say? Looks like that worked. Romantic satisfaction begins. Koena and Percy have entered into an official relationship and will now have independent romantic satisfaction levels. High romantic satisfaction will make maintaining romantic relationship easier. Low romantic satisfaction will make maintaining romantic relationship more difficult. Percy just became the boyfriend of Koena. Okay. Ah! New romance dynamic. Wholesome. How tender! Koena and Percy seem to care for each other both as lovers and friends. Romantic partners with a wholesome romantic dynamic choose to perform romantic, friendly, or funny interactions with each other more often and hold a meaningful place in each other's hearts. Would you describe the dynamic between Koena and Percy as being wholesome? Yes. Oh my goodness, look how many sentiments they're gaining with each other now. Now if I go into his profile, look at all of this that we have with each other. We have the wholesome dynamic, we have an unbreakable connection, we're soulmates, 2 Sims, 1 heart, best friends, first Sim ever kissed, first ever woohoo partner, good compatibility, and now he's our boyfriend. Koena is very attracted to Percy, and it feels fine with their romantic satisfaction. We don't know anything about Percy though. Hold on. They both adore each other, but look at this, in love with my best friend. Being in love with your best friend is truly an unmatched joy that only a lucky few will experience. That is the sweetest thing I've ever seen in my life. I was literally just about to apologize for how quickly and disorderly and chaotic that romance progressed. I mean, we were having woohoo before we even became official, which is fine, that happens. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that, but these Sims definitely have a plan that differs from what I have from them, and I can only hope that Koena is not pregnant right now. I know I literally just mentioned the fact that Koena was halfway through her young adulthood and we didn't have any progress going on in air, but we only have 400 simoleons and we just moved into an even smaller space than we were in before. 5:45 on Sunday morning, I've sent our nocturnal sim to bed here, and I also popped out her tent in case Percy wanted to stay. Which he does. I should really get going now. Thanks for hanging out with me. See you later. Bye, Percy, our new boy. Lena texting us. I heard you and Percy started dating. Congratulations on landing a new boyfriend. Thanks, Lena. I'm very glad that he didn't try to go after you like he told me he would. So we've had a super eventful past few days. I'm just having Koena go ahead and get her work from home assignments done that she was supposed to finish yesterday, but didn't quite get to it. Ooh, nice. She did that so quick. And I want to make sure that I don't forget to also vote on these neighborhood action plans. So there's already rock your body and mind and water conservation in effect. We're gonna have to start to repeal some of these because I definitely don't want water conservation. I think I have just enough points to win out over everybody else. So I'm gonna go ahead and vote on green initiatives and Port Promise. Put all 9 of my votes in here. That should be enough. And I also want to repeal, which I now don't have enough influence points for. So I'll go ahead and keep that in the back of my mind that whenever I get points again, I want to repeal water conservation and probably also rock your mind and body. Why are you nauseous? I really hope the nausea is just from eating on this lot and not from any other reason. Because we can't have any of that, Koena. I'm so serious. Alright, Koena, you are in tip-top shape. We have the chores going around the house. I really wish that she could fish somewhere in this area. I think what I'm gonna do when she has enough money and when we've made enough change in the neighborhood to warrant it, I'm gonna add like a pond back here in this section once all that's cleared away. Great music. Koena seems to be enjoying this song. Should she embrace that she likes island music? Yeah, she likes all music. This visual right here is exactly what I was envisioning when I had Koena move to this lot. You know, there's no space. Koena's priority definitely is not comfort or luxury at this moment. I think this stage of Koena's life is more synonymous with an anime protagonist's training arc. You know, those 5 to 10 episodes that the protagonist has to go through intense training to get their skills up and really forward their progress in life. That's exactly what Koena is doing in this tiny little capsule of a home in the middle of a shipping yard in Evergreen Harbor. I definitely think it's a vibe in and of its own way, but my main concern now is that Koena might be pregnant due to last night's activities. So I'm also simultaneously terrified that all of my plans are going to be for naught and we'll have to forget everything that I had in mind and just move forward with this unexpected thing. We shall see though. Autumn is calling. Hey Koena, it's me, Autumn. Would you like to come by my dinner party? I would actually like to go to her dinner party. I'm gonna go with Percy and Brooklyn actually, because I think this will be a nice little way for everybody to meet everybody's partner. Oh snap, Autumn lives in a nice house in Nordhaven now. Holy crap. I'm just quickly gonna have Brooklyn invite her husband with the invite someone special mod. who is Brandon Ray. While she does that, I'm gonna see if I can't take more pictures with Percy. Oh, Brandon Ray, an actual normal looking sim. That's who you married, Brooklyn? Great job. Now this is what I'm talking about. So cute from a new couple. So cutie, I love that one. I am going to make sure to introduce Koena to all of her friends' spouses here. She has bad compatibility with Brandon, so that's not a great sign. How about with Crispin, who's Autumn's husband? Percy's come over to buffer it. Crispin speaks a different language than us. He speaks Nordska, which is the language spoken in Nordhaven. This is from the Language Barriers mod. And we speak Simlish, so we can't really understand Autumn's husband. But that's okay, they have good first impressions of each other. So I think, despite the language barrier, they'll get along fine. Oh wow, what a successful dinner party. There's not quite enough room at the table, but still everyone is seated and eating at the same time. What a miracle. You know what? I don't hate who MCC married our Sims off to. I actually think Brooklyn and her husband Brandon are very cute. I mean, she's Brooklyn Frey and he's Brandon Ray. Doesn't get any more match made in heaven than that. And then Autumn, our friend who was so beautiful, so artsy, and so cool, went ahead and married herself a pretty artsy and cool looking European dude as well. I actually think that's perfect. At this cute little couples dinner party, I'm gonna have Koena talk up Percy to both of her friends. But if you remember from like episode 2, these two Sims actually, I think, were friends first, because they were talking at the gym, and that's how Koena got introduced to Percy, through Brooklyn. So they're probably already good friends. Oh, he's fancy. Look at the beret. I want to get to know him better. He looks so cool. I've been thinking about this a lot and wanted to ask if you'd like to live together. I don't think it's the right time. Yes, I love that. Percy, you just saw us move into the tiniest, shabbiest container home possible. There's literally no space for you, King. I'm gonna say yes, I love that, and then just cancel it so they don't get upset with me. I do want you guys to live together eventually. You're just moving way too fast, 1. 2, it doesn't really make sense. And Koena is not at all getting along with Autumn's husband, Crispin. I have to say, I do think it's very funny that the European male sim is having a hard time getting along with us because of the language barrier. Don't want to know where those two are going at all. It's not my business. Okay, pause. Just look at Autumn and her husband on here on the most beautiful rooftop patio, cuddling, being romantic in the beautiful night sky. That is a moment. That's a couple's moment for real. We gotta step up our game. This actually ended up being a very lovely dinner party. I'm glad Autumn invited us. It's not super realistic that it was all the way out in Nordhaven and we were still able to come on just a random dinner party, but whatever, details. Let's go ahead and go home for the night. It is getting late. Okay, back home now and getting tucked into bed at 11:50. And everything in our lot just broke because of the Gremlins lot challenge. But that will definitely be a problem for next episode because that's all we have time for today. This could be considered a bit of a cliffhanger because we don't yet know the result of Koena's unexpected woohoo. Is there a baby brewing in our future? Personally, I hope not because that'll throw a wrench in everything I have planned out so far. But there's only one way to find out. So tune in to the next episode next week. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. I really hope you enjoyed. Be sure to leave me your thoughts, comments, and suggestions down below. I love reading through them. And with that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye, friends.